watching Waterbury High School basketball replay presented by Waterbury High School Sports on channel 16 and 96.
Hello everybody, welcome to Crosby High School. This is Waterbury High School Sports basketball replay on channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti and we have a good, in fact even great, interleague, inter-city battle tonight as the Crosby High School Bulldogs square off against the Holy Cross Crusaders. Crosby has been very dominant offensively this year, averaging almost 90 points a game. Get this, 89.6 points per game. I've never heard of that in a high school basketball game, especially that's 8 minutes per quarter. 8 minutes per quarter, just unbelievable amount of time there to score that many points. And they are undefeated, 5-0, 2-0 in the league. They're facing a Holy Cross team that is 4-2. They're actually 0-2 in the league this year. They won their last two, lost the previous two before that. Not as much scoring from them. They only average 57.3 points a game. Both teams averaging the same amount under the boards. For Holy Cross, 36 rebounds a game to 39 for for Crosby. And it's just going to be a fun one. So defense versus offense. Who will win this one? The Crusaders or the Bulldogs? Let's head down to the court where we'll get our starting lineups and the national anthem. All right, the national anthem has been sung. The lineups are announced, and we are underway here at Crosby High School. Thank you again for watching Waterbury High School Sports Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti, and we got a good inter-city, inter-league matchup for you tonight. A Naugatuck Valley Copper League game between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Holy Cross Crusaders. Crosby High School 5-0 for the season, 2-0 in the league. Holy Cross 4-2 for the season, 0-2 in the league. And the tip-off up, and it is won by the Bulldogs, but then quickly stolen by the Crusaders. So bringing it up now is number 15, Chris Lynch. He's going to the left side, hands it off to number 24. That is Ethan Mester. Over to Lynch. Back to Mester. Mester hands it off. Good ball movement here. Mawa now underneath to Anderson. The ball's intercepted by Lex Perez, and he's going to push it up for the Bulldogs. Perez stops his dribble, saves it up, passes to number 2. That's Chapman underneath. Perez, layup, no good. And rebounded by the Crusaders underneath. Ball tipped and intercepted by number 23. That's Tyshawn Rogers, the leading scorer on this team with over 26 points per game. Number 22, Asim King now with the ball, passes over to Perez. Back to King. King kicks it out to number 20. That is Daniel Jones, and the shot is good for 3. Lex Perez opening it up for Crosby, 3-0 with 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. Chris Lynch passes it over to Mester. Mester puts up a shot and good for 2. Asim King passing it over to Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers to Perez, circling it around to number 2. That is Jaron Chapman. Over now to King. King thinking about shooting, passes over to Rogers for 3. It's good! So 2 big three-pointers to open it up for the Bulldogs. It's 6-2 early on in this first quarter. Cross-court pass to Mowat. Mowat lays it in and good for 2. So King will bring it up for the Bulldogs. Stops his dribble, passes over to Rogers. Rogers again open for 3. Rims out, no good. Rebounded by number 15, Chris Lynch. And the Crusaders get the ball back. Mowat. Mowat passes off the glass and 1. Number 13, Chris Anderson with the lay-in and good.
Foul is charged number 20, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones picks up his first foul of the game.
Chris Anderson shooting 1.
Anderson's shot is good. So the Crusaders have their first lead in this game. It's 7-6 with 6 minutes to go. Bounce pass to Perez in the corner for 3. No good. Little short. Gets his own rebound. Finds a pass underneath. Ball's loose. Picked up by Rogers, and he'll tip it in for 2. Bulldogs get the ball back. Quickly pushing it up are the Crusaders, and it's intercepted by Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers kicks it out to King. King puts up a shot, and good for 2. So Chris Lynch is going to slow things down as we had a very fast last 30 seconds there in this game. Ball's lofted up and nearly intercepted, goes out of bounds. Jaron Chapman with the attempted steal there, almost flying into the crowd. So the inbound pass goes to Ethan Mester, the team captain, senior at 5'11", and he hands it off to Chris Lynch. Ball's loose, picked up by Lex Perez. He'll pass it to Asim King. Fakes the dribble, or fakes the pass. We have a foul called underneath. And King will go to the line, shooting 2. James Thorpe picks up his first. The first is good. Second free throw is good. So Mowat brings it up, throws it in the corner to Mester for 3, no good. And hustles out, gets his own rebound, passes it underneath. The shot put up, no good. Rebounded underneath, they tipped in by number 35, Dom Mascolo. So 12-9 as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. And I'm pretty sure that we just had about 20 seconds of game time go off the clock, and the clock hasn't run. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but I'm pretty sure the clock hasn't run for the last 20 seconds. But nonetheless, with 5:10 to go, it's 12-9 in favor of Crosby. They have the ball. And they'll loft it into Asim King. Pass in the corner to Lex Perez. Fakes a shot, dribbles. Pass over to Tyshawn Rogers and saves it from going back court. Passes to his left. That's number 15, Zeron Love. Over to Perez. Perez now to Chapman. Chapman passes it over. Wide open for three is King. No good. And rebounded by Perez. Pass underneath in traffic to King, and then another pass. Good for two is Jaron Chapman. Chris Lynch will bring it up for the Crusaders here. Lynch getting double teamed right now. And pass over to Messer. Nice ball movement there, and a good two. Chris Anderson finishing it off for the Crusaders. Perez, bounce pass to King. Kicks it out, and Perez in the corner for three. It's good! And Perez almost stealing the inbound pass there. 17-11 with 4 minutes to go. Mawat loses the dribble, picks it back up, throws it across court. It goes out of bounds, intended for Ethan Mester. And the Bulldogs will get the ball back. So a very fast-paced first quarter here to start the game off. A lot of good ball movement for the Crusaders. They are trailing by 6 right now after a couple of big threes by the Bulldogs. And good ball movement on their end, too. Lex Perez with the ball. Passing it over to Jaron Chapman. Over to Tyshawn Rogers. Pulls up a three. And they're going to call a foul. He'll go to the line. He'll shoot 3 free throws. Jonathan Mawat with the foul there, his first, team's third. Rogers first is good. Tyjon Rogers is the team's leading scorer coming into this game, averaging 26 points a game. Second free throw is good. So the refs are a little confused to see whether or not it should have been 3 or 2. And the ref closest to the shot reminding the other two refs that it was in fact a three-point shot that he was fouled on. So Rogers will go to the line for one more. And that one's good. So under 4 minutes to go in this first quarter, it's 20-11 in favor of the Bulldogs. Crusaders will push it up. Mawat, he'll draw a foul. It's going to be a foul against Tyshawn Rogers. Daniel Jones re-enters the game for the Crusaders, and entering for the first time tonight is Sean Coles for the Crusaders. Inbound pass goes to number 5, James Thorpe, who was called for a foul earlier, but I think that was a mistake because this is his first time in the game. Bounce pass to Thorpe. Passes underneath, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Daniel Jones, so we'll go to the Crusaders again. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96 as the 2 points go in for Sean Coles. It's the Crosby Bulldogs against the Holy Cross Crusaders as a shot was missed underneath and rebounded by the Crusaders. Coles saves the overthrown pass and picked up by Mawat. And bounce pass to Ethan Mester. In the corner is Thorpe. Thorpe underneath, wide open is number 13, Coles. Yes. Anderson with the original shot that was missed and then picked up by Sean Coles, who stands in at 6'10", and he's a freshman. Perez wide open for three, no good. Rebounded by Sean Coles. Coles pass is intercepted. Bounce pass to Chapman. Kicks it out. For three is King. No good. And rebounded by Mawat. Mawat guarded by Tyshawn Rogers. Mawat ball loose and picked up by King. Rogers, one-on-one. Shot up and good. 22-15 as we approach the 2-minute mark here. And a timeout call by the Holy Cross Crusaders.
30-second timeout, Holy Cross. Their first of the half.
So the real difference right now in the game is a couple of big three-pointers by the Crosby Bulldogs. Good ball movement, I must say, for the Crusaders, but being down 7 right now, they're going to have to tighten up that defense so they're not letting up those big threes and stay in this game. You are watching Waterbury High School Sports Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti, and you're watching a Naugatuck Valley Copper interleague game between the Crosby High School Bulldogs and the Holy Cross High School Crusaders. The Crusaders wearing the green jerseys with gold letters and numbers, and the Bulldogs wearing white jerseys with blue and red letters and numbers. The inbound pass is intercepted. Rogers underneath, draws the foul and one. So Sean Coles draws the foul, or commits the foul there. 4 team fouls now for the Crusaders. Rogers finishes the three-point play. Justin Strelkakis is now in for the Crusaders as he passes it over to Ethan Mester, who passes it over to James Thorpe. He's double-teamed, finds a man underneath. That's Chris Anderson. Pass to Strelkakis, and it goes out of bounds as the shot was well short. So they're going to quickly push this one up. Stefan Dunbar comes in for the Bulldogs. Bringing it around, and there is Dunbar for three. No, rims out. Rebounded by Perez. Perez over to number 22, Asim King. King. Oh, nice pass to Rogers. Rogers, nice move, and gets a lay-in for 2. So the pass intercepted by Lex Perez. Perez now pushing it up. Over to King. King drives. In traffic. Shot no good. Rebounded by Perez. Kicks out to Rogers. Wide open for 3. No good. Tip in, no good. And rebounded by Strelkakis. He'll pass cross court and intercepted by Tyshawn Rogers. Over to King. Fakes a shot. Dribbles. Pass underneath to Dunbar. Dunbar lay-in is good. And another timeout called by the Crusaders. So on a matter of a minute and a half there, the Crusaders have just played some sloppy basketball there. Not good ball movement whatsoever, trying to push the ball a little too fast, not getting plays set up, and it's causing turnovers, and those turnovers are turning into points for Crosby. 29-15 late in the first quarter. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti, and this is the January 10th matchup between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Holy Cross Crusaders. So no substitutions for the Bulldogs. They'll keep their lineup out there. And there is going to be a substitution for Holy Cross. Dom Mascolo comes back into the game for the Crusaders. And number 42, Evan Lavelle, makes his game debut tonight. And the inbound pass intercepted by Rogers, and that goes in. Less than a minute to go, 31-15. And now Mawat. Pass goes around to 24, Mester. He'll put up a shot, rims out, and we have a foul underneath. It's going to go the other way, an offensive foul on the Crusaders. And a couple of substitutions for the Bulldogs. Jerron Chapman comes back into the game. He'll sub in for Asim King. Rogers. Pass to number 21, Dunbar, is stolen by the Crusaders. So with 20 seconds left in the first quarter, Mawat slowing things down. Gonna kill the clock to get the final shot for the Crusaders. 10 seconds left. Mawat can't find anything, and the ball is stolen with 5 seconds left. Chapman drives, shots up before the buzzer, and it counts. Nice spin move, lay in to end the first quarter. And after the first quarter of play, the Bulldogs dominating 33-15. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. So if you could describe the first quarter in one word for the Crusaders, it's turnovers. A lot of sloppy turnovers there, trying to push the ball full court, and a lot of passes getting intercepted. A couple of inbound passes were intercepted by the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are playing very great defense right now. Good ball movement for the most part for both teams when plays are being set up. But the Bulldogs have taken advantage of the turnovers, converting them to points, and that's why they possess a 18-point lead to start this second quarter. The Crusaders started off, and the inbound pass goes to Ethan Mester. Mester underneath to Lavelle, kicks it back out to Mester. Mester passes it to Lynch. Lynch will hold it, trying to get a play developed for the Crusaders. Bounce pass to Ethan Mester, trying to find someone underneath. He can't do so, so he'll start his dribble. He stopped his dribble, hands it off to that is Mawat. Mawat stops his dribble, kicks it out to Mester. Mester lofts it up to Mawat. Mawat trying to find someone, starts his dribble, drives, and a hard foul underneath. And Mawat will go to the line, shooting 2. Foul underneath by Daniel Jones. 6'4", sophomore, listed as a center and small forward.
Number 3, shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Checking in for Holy Cross, number 10, Eric Prater.
Eric Prates comes in. He'll come in for Mester. Prates' first appearance in this game, 5'8" junior. Second free throw is no good. And rebounded by the Bulldogs. King passes over to Chapman. Chapman loses it, picks it back up, tries to pass it to Perez, a little off target. It goes out of bounds, and the Crusaders get the ball back. And the inbound pass goes to Mawat, who passes it over to Anderson. That is Lynch. Lynch handoff to Prates. And hand it off again to Mawat. Kicks it out to Prates. Prates getting double teamed. Stops his dribble and passes it over to Mawat. Mawat loses the dribble, slips, and it goes out of bounds. Must have had an oil slick on the court there because he fell on nothing really. He's going to leave the game, clean off his sneakers. And a substitution for the Bulldogs as well. Number 14, Tyrus Sands comes in. Inbounds to King, who passes it to Rogers, now to Chapman, now to Sands. Perez now. Over to Rogers. Rogers drives, lofts one up, and is good for 2. So Chris Lynch will bring it up now for the Crusaders. 6:30 to go in the first half. 35-16 in favor of the Bulldogs. Strelkakis picks it up, loses the dribble. Rogers trying to fight it off, does so, and it's picked up by Jerron Chapman. Chapman stops at the free throw line, passes it over to King underneath. King off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Rogers, he'll put it up, and it rims out. Rebounded by Lavelle. Lavelle off the leg of King, and that will stop play, and we'll have a substitution. Chris Anderson will re-enter the game, as does Sean Coles.
Number 41, Sean Coles.
Mascolo and Lavelle will leave for the Crusaders. Coles' inbound pass goes to Strelkakis. Over to Lynch. Lynch trying to find something. Spin moves, bounce pass to Strelkakis. Strelkakis. Shot, no good. Rebounded by number 22. That's Asim King. Cross-court pass is completed to Sands, and it's blocked. Justin Strelkakis comes out of nowhere with a big block there. Goes out of bounds. It will stay Bulldogs ball, though. King will inbound it for the Bulldogs. In the corner for 3. Good! Lex Perez. Lex Perez has been a big threat tonight behind the three-point arc. Strelkakis bringing it up for the Crusaders. Trying to hand it off to Prates, but he's well guarded by Asim King. And Strelkakis can't get the ball to anybody. Passes to Coles, and it's intercepted by Lex Perez. Good defense there by Tyros Sands. Cross court to Rogers, and one. It all started with good defense there by number 14, Tyrus Sands. Stolen by Lex Perez. Cross court to Tyshawn Rogers. Jonathan Mawak comes back into the game, as does senior captain Ethan Mester. (40-16) with 5:07 to go in the second quarter. Tyshawn Rogers ready to complete the three-point play. Shot put up, and it's good. Zarvon Love comes into the game. He'll come in for Lex Perez.
And number 24, Ethan Mester.
Love comes in for Lex Perez. And we're going to have a foul on the inbound pass. That's on Tyrus Sands.
Foul is charged number 15, Zarvon Love.
Okay, the PA announcer had that one wrong. So it is, in fact, Sands with the foul there. Pass over to Mester. Under 5 minutes to go, 41-16 in favor of the Bulldogs as a pass goes to Chris Lynch. Lynch stops his dribble, lofts it underneath to the 6'10" Coles. Tipped out of bounds and will stay with the Crusaders. Inbound pass to Coles, and it's intercepted. Rogers, the alley-oop is missed by Jerron Chapman. Oh, so well executed except for the slam dunk. Shot put up for 3 is no good, and rebounded by number 15, Zarvon Love, and the ball is intercepted by 24, that's Mester, and intercepted again by Asim King. Rogers puts up a shot at the elbow, no good, rebounded by Chris Lynch. And a foul called against the Bulldogs. That's on number 2, Jerron Chapman.
Team's fifth. Turning to the Bulldogs.
So Stefan Dunbar comes back into the game for the Bulldogs. Crosby Bulldogs 41, Holy Cross Crusaders 16. Shot put up, but we're going to call a double dribble on Chris Lynch, and he's not happy with that call. So bringing it up is number 21, Dunbar. He'll pass it over to Asim King. Jerron Chapman mishandles the pass, but regains possession. Over to Sands. Sands pass over to Zarvon Love. Love around to Dunbar, around the corner for King for three. No good, and rebounded by the Crusaders. That's number 13, Chris Anderson. And we're going to have a foul called. Or timeout called. Timeout called by the Crusaders. It's a 30-second timeout. So Holy Cross is trailing big on this one, 41-16 against the Crosby Bulldogs. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 at 96. My name is Michael Valenti, and you're watching the January 10th game in this Naugatuck Valley Copper interleague game between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Holy Cross Crusaders. This game started off as a back-and-forth battle, but then big turnovers started happening for the Crusaders, and the Bulldogs took advantage of those turnovers with some big threes, three-point plays, and they're up 41-16. The inbound pass nearly intercepted and picked up by Sean Coles, who originally made the inbound pass. Cross-court pass is tipped and out of bounds. So that's been happening a lot in this game if you're just joining us. Crusaders are trying to push the ball up, and it looks like they're open passes, but they're just not, as a foul is called underneath on the Bulldogs. So they're leading to tip passes, interception, steals. So the foul is against Zarvon Love. Sean Coles goes to the line, shooting two. First free throw is good. Asim King and Tyshawn Rogers come back into the game. They're in for Sands and Love. Second free throw is good. And now Rogers with the ball, gets it to the corner. That's Perez for three. No good. Fans looking for a foul there. They're not going to get it. King gets the rebound. King around in the corner now. Rogers. King kicks it out to Perez. Rogers, NBA size three is good. Tyshawn Rogers with a big three there. Chris Lynch pushing it up. Stops his dribble, and they're going to give him a travel on that one. Dom Mascolo comes in. He'll come in for Sean Coles. Holy Cross substitution. Also, James Thorpe comes into the game for the Crusaders. We're approaching 3 minutes in this first half. Crosby leading 44-18 over the Holy Cross Crusaders. Perez, bounce pass underneath to King. It's stolen. And now the Crusaders have a chance to score. Thorpe will bring it up. Thorpe over to Mawat. In the corner, now pass underneath, and no good, gets his own rebound. Nice play there by Dom Ascolo. And the Crusaders reach 20 for the tonight. Shot put up, and good for two. That was Stefan Dunbar. Mester drives, puts up a shot in the paint, no good, and rebounded by the Bulldogs. And the ball's loose. Travel on the Bulldogs. Dunbar trying to fight and get the ball back, but called for the travel in the process. So the Crusaders get the ball back. Inbound pass goes to Mawat. Now over to Mester. Mester starts his dribble and will quickly pass it to Jonathan Mawat. Mawat to Mester. Passing to the line. Kicked out and intercepted by Asim King. King to number 21, Stephon Dunbar. Kicks it out to Rogers. Tyshawn Rogers over to Asim King. Fakes a shot, starts his dribble. Pass to Lex Perez. Perez driving to the baseline. No look pass is picked up by Jerron Chapman. Chapman stops his dribble. Goes over to Asim King, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. That's going to be on Jonathan Mawat, the sophomore.
Foul is charged number 3, John Moab, his second, team 7th. Number 22, Asim King, shooting 1-1.
So Asim King will go 1-1 as that's the 7th team foul against the Crusaders of Holy Cross. First is no good, and it will be rebounded by the man who committed the foul, Jonathan Mawat. Now over to Ethan Mester. Mester, bounce pass. Underneath to Mascolo. Pass is nearly intercepted. Picked up by Mawat. Now underneath. The shot, no good. And it's going to be a foul against the Crusaders on the rebound.
Foul is charged number 13,
Chris Anderson will get charged with the foul. That's his second of the night. 46-20 with 1:24 to go in the second quarter. You're watching Waterbury High School sports basketball replay on channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti, and this is the January 10th game as Stephon Dunbar makes his first one between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Holy Cross Crusaders. Second free throw is no good and rebounded by Mascolo, who passes over to Thorpe. Bounce pass and wide open for the lane is good. Chris Anderson. Lex Perez, bounce pass. And now over to Asim King. King to Lex Perez. He'll put up a three. No good. Rebounded by Anderson. And a foul against the Crusaders. That's their 7th team foul. So that will bring the Crusaders to the line. Jerron Chapman with his second team foul, or his second personal foul, team 7th. So we're going to have a substitution here. Trayvon Douglas comes in for the Bulldogs, in for Jerron Chapman. With a minute to go, they don't want him getting into any more foul trouble. And the first free throw from Anderson is good. Second free throw is good. 47-24 as we approach the 1 minute mark in the first half. Rogers to Perez. Bounce pass to Rogers. Underneath to Douglas. Shot was blocked. Gets his own rebound and puts it in for two. Now the Crusaders quickly pushing the ball up. Pass over to Thorpe. Thorpe puts up a jumper. No good. Rebounded by Anderson. Anderson off the glass and good for two. So now the Crusaders over to Lex Perez. Perez shot and fouled. So Lex Perez will go to the line shooting two. Third team foul for Dom Mascolo. So the refs are trying to confirm whether or not it's two shots or a 1-and-1. Head coach for Holy Cross, Ed Generali, thought it should be 1-and-1, but Perez hits his first, so regardless, he'll get a second shot. Second shot is good. 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Crosby has now doubled Holy Cross. Pass put up in the air and picked up by Mester. We're going to get a kick ball with 20.7 seconds to go in the first half.
Second for Holy Cross, number 30, Chris Cipriano.
Chris Cipriano comes in for the first time today with 20.7 seconds to go. That's a Holy Cross substitution. Inbound pass wide open is Ethan Mester. Underneath, Anderson off the glass and good.
13, Chris Anderson.
So now Dunbar passes over to King. King loses his dribble, picks it back up, passes over to Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers in traffic, shot put up and good at the buzzer. Wow, what a play by Tyshawn Rogers to end the first half. So we go to the half. Crosby leading this one 53-28. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Stay tuned for the second half.
But right now, get your red tickets ready.
At the half, the score 53, Crosby 28. Holy Cross, you're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti, and this is the January 10th game between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Holy Cross Crusaders. And if you're just joining us, Crosby has really dominated since midway through the first quarter of this game. It was really neck and neck, good ball movement from both sides, but then Holy Cross was making turnovers and really making it ugly for themselves. And that's why you have this score right now, 53-28. Leading the way right now for the Bulldogs is Tyshawn Rogers, who averaged coming into this game 26.5 a game. He has 27 points, including 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Chris Anderson leading it for the Crusaders with 13 points, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. We get set for the second half. Crosby will start the third quarter. We're underway as the leading scorer, Tyshawn Rogers, passes over to Asim King. King over to Jerron Chapman to Tyshawn Rogers. He'll put up a 3. It rims out and rebounded by number 24. That's Ethan Mester, the team captain, and he'll bring it down for the Crusaders. Wide open for 3. No good. Ball is saved. No, he steps out of bounds. That was Chris Anderson, the Crusaders' leading scorer, trying to attempt that one. So King to Chapman in the corner. That's number 20. Pass over to King, and it's good. Assist to Daniel Jones. Chris Lynch will bring it up. Finishing the lineup for the Crusaders in the second half, it's Dom Mascolo, number 35. Chris Anderson, number 13. Number 24, Ethan Mester, who has the ball now. And Jonathan Mawat, number 3. Shot put up by Chris Anderson is good for 2. King. Bounce pass to Jones. Jones over to, I'm not sure if that was intended for Chapman or Rogers. And I'm pretty sure they didn't know either. So it goes between them and out of bounds. So the Crusaders get the ball back. 55-30, 7:03 to go in the third quarter. It's a January 10th game between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Holy Cross Crusaders. Inbound pass goes to Mester and then over to Mawat. Jonathan Mawat picks up his dribble over to Ethan Mester. Mester, bounce pass, dribble, stops his dribble, spin moves and goes to Anderson and puts up a jumper. No good. Tip is no good. Tip again is no good. And rebounded by Lex Perez. Perez. Nice no-look bounce pass. Mishandled by Chapman. Saved by Chapman and picked up by Tyshawn Rogers, who's double teamed right now. Jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Holy Cross. So the Crusaders with some good defense to start this second half. And the pass is stolen by Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers misses the layup, misses his own rebound and tip in, and it's picked up by Chris Lynch. Lynch to Mawat. Mawat over to Mester. Mester fakes the shot. Layup, good. No foul called there despite the contact. Perez. Pass over to Chapman. Around to Rogers. Puts up a three. No good. It falls short and picked up by the Crusaders. Mawat thought about going cross court. Passes it over to Chris Lynch. Lynch with a wild shot and foul on Tyshawn Rogers. Under 6 minutes to go. 55-32 to score in the third quarter. Rogers' second of the game. First free throw is no good.
Shooting the back end of 2. Coming up for the Bulldogs, number 21, Stephen Dunbar.
Stephon Dunbar comes in. He'll come in for Tyshawn Rogers. Second free throw is no good and rebounded by the Bulldogs. That was Daniel Jones with the rebound. Dunbar passes over to King. King, shot is no good and rebounded. Rebounded by the Bulldogs as Jerron Chapman tried to save it, dives into his own bench, as did number 35, Dom Mascolo. Last touch by the Crusaders, so the Bulldogs have the ball. Chapman in the corner, Perez drives the baseline. Pass in the lane, good for 2. That's Jerron Chapman. Mester goes to his left, passes to his right. That's Chris Lynch. Lynch passing it around. Mester had a shot open but didn't take it. Lynch at the top of the key brings it around to Mawat. Mawat at the top of the key. Mester approaching 5 minutes to go in this game. 57-32. The Crosby Bulldogs lead as number 35 Mascolo gets a pass. Pass out to Mawat. Drives the baseline. Lay-in is good for 2. Chapman drives in traffic, draws a foul. Shot is no good, so he'll go to the line shooting 2. So Mascolo picks up his 4th foul of this game. First is no good from Chapman. So Zarvon Love comes into the game for the Bulldogs, subbing for Daniel Love, and Sean Coles will enter the game for the foul-troubled Dom Mascolo. Second shot is no good and rebounded by Love. Puts the shot up but no good and rebounded by Chris Anderson. Anderson over to Mawat. Mawat to Anderson. Drives. No foul called. Coles misses the rebound. It's picked up by Lex Perez. Mester trying to steal it but can't do so. Shot put up for 3. It's good. Stephon Dunbar. Chris Lynch. Over to Mawat. Mawat drives the baseline, stops his dribble. He's going to get called for a travel. And a substitution. Tyshawn Rogers re-enters the game for Dunbar. And the inbound pass goes to Tyshawn Rogers, the game-leading scorer. Rogers gets the ball stolen by Ethan Mester. Mester stops his dribble, puts up a shot. It's blocked and goes out of bounds. Zarvon Love with the block there. .402 to go in the third quarter. 60-34 in favor of the Bulldogs. Pass up, no good. Shot was by Anderson, and King has it now for the Bulldogs. Pushing it up in the corner, that's Chapman. Pass back to King. King kicks it out, wide open, Lex Perez for three, yes! Lex Perez left wide open in the corner for a big three there, 63-34 with 3.5 to go. Mawat, crossover dribble, drives the lane, ball's loose, whistle blown. And they're going to call a foul.
Foul is charged number 22, a senior King.
So King will be charged the foul, his first, and a timeout called by the Crusaders. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. This is the January 10th game, a interleague game for Naugatuck Valley Copper League, as the Crosby Bulldogs lead the Holy Cross Crusaders 63-34 in the third quarter. So Coles comes back into the game, as does James Thorpe for the Crusaders. And Justin Strelakakis comes also in for... And Strelakakis puts up a shot, only two, his foot was on the line. King thinks about taking a shot, but passes it, and now it's in the corner to Lex Perez. Perez trying to find someone to pass to, goes cross court to Asim King. King, and a timeout is called, I believe.
Third-second timeout, Crosby.
Crosby calls a timeout. 63-36 in the third quarter. Crosby Bulldogs lead the Holy Cross Crusaders. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Thank you for watching. .302 to go in the third quarter. King will inbound it to Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers over to Zarvon Love. Love in the corner to Jerron Chapman. Now to King, around to Lex Perez. NBA size three is no good. Rebounded by the 6'10" freshman Sean Coles. Thorpe stops at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Mester. Mester trying to find somebody. Bounce passes over to James Thorpe. Thorpe to Mester. Mester loses the ball, but will get fouled by Lex Perez. So we have a substitution for the Bulldogs. Daniel Jones will return to the game for Zarvon Love. Bounce pass to Ethan Mester. Mester will bring it to the top of the key. And now to his left, bounce pass in the corner. Shot put up for three is no good. And rebounded by Anderson. Anderson's shot is blocked by Jones. And rebounded by King, a whistle blown. And they're saying that Ethan Mester has something on his elbow. So he'll be taken out of the game for Eric Prates. Lex Perez now with the ball, passes over to Rogers in the corner, Daniel Jones. Around to King, now to Jerron Chapman, Lex Perez again. Nice no-look pass underneath, Tyshawn Rogers in traffic. The shot no good, but he'll go to the line.
Foul is charged number 41, his second, team's first. Number 23, Tyson Rogers, shooting 2.
So Rogers will shoot 2. First is good. He's 6 of 6 tonight from the free throw line. Christopher Cipriano will come in for Chris Anderson. Rogers, good. So 2:04 to go in this third quarter as the pass nearly intercepted as Rogers goes midway into the stands. Ball's loose. Coles lays it up, no good. Looks like he might have been blocked from behind, and we have a jump ball. Possession arrow going to the Bulldogs. Rogers. Now over to King, who will bring it up. Now over to Rogers in the corner. Lex Perez. Bounce pass to Rogers. He'll loft it up. No good. Gets his own rebound. Shot no good. And picked up by Prates. Prates. Double teamed. And he's going to be called for traveling. He doesn't like the call. He thought that he stopped, but maybe took too many stutter steps in the attempt to stop. King fakes a shot, pass over to Chapman, who takes a shot, no good. Rebounded by Cipriano. Prates takes the pass now over to Strelkakis. To Cipriano. To Coles, he mishandles the pass. Strelkakis now with the ball. Cross court to Thorpe. Thorpe takes a shot, no good. Cipriano takes the rebound, no good. Tip in, no good. Ball's kicked out to Prates. Prates mishandles it, stays in bounds, stays in front court. Coles, good. Great determination there by the Crusaders offense. So we have less than a minute to go as Chapman lays it in for 2, 67-38. Thorpe crosses the half-court line. Pass nearly intercepted. Cipriano with the nice lay-in. Rogers, wide open, NBA size 3, no good. Rebounded by King. King, bounce pass to Perez, shot, no good. Rebounded by Thorpe. Thorpe with a crossover dribble, foul called. So the foul was called on number 2, Jerron Chapman. The ref indicated that the foul was on number 5, but there's no number 5 on the Crosby roster, so he has to correct himself. And it is, in fact, on number 2, Jerron Chapman. That's his 3rd. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. 67-40, Crosby leads. Strelakakis over to Prates. Prates kicks it out in the corner to Thorpe. Off the glass and picked up by Tyshawn Rogers. Rogers, coast to coast. Layup is no good, but draws a foul. With 2.3 seconds left, Tyshawn Rogers, who ended the first half on a brilliant layup play in traffic. He'll go to the line shooting 2 with 2.3 to go in the third quarter. First free throw is good.
Tyson Rogers with the back into 2.
And the second is good. Thorpe is not going to, is the shot would have counted if it was good, but off the glass, no good. So after 3 quarters of play, it is 69-40 in favor of the Crosby Bulldogs. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Thank you for watching this Naugatuck Valley Copper interleague game between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Holy Cross Crusaders. It has been one-sided since about the halfway point of the first quarter. It was neck and neck for a while. Both teams looking very good offensively. But then turnovers started to be forced by the Crosby Bulldogs, and then they took advantage of those turnovers with some big, big shots. And that's the deciding factor right now, up 29 going into the fourth quarter. So it will be King, Chapman, Perez, Jones, and Rogers, the original starting lineup to start the fourth quarter for the Crosby Bulldogs. Mascolo, number 3, Jonathan Mawat. Dylan Tyson makes his first appearance of the game tonight to start the fourth quarter. Eric Prates also. And Sean Coles wraps up the Holy Cross Crusaders lineup as Prates will bring it up to begin the fourth quarter. Prates bounce pass to Tyson, mishandles it, almost stolen by Jerron Chapman. Drives the baseline shot, foul called, and Tyson goes to the line shooting 2. So nice way to enter this game in the fourth quarter. He goes to the line. The first free throw is no good. The foul was on number 20, Daniel Jones. Bulldogs already with 5 team fouls in this second half. Second free throw from Tyson is good. So down 28 in the fourth quarter. Tyson almost intercepts a pass as it goes out of bounds. Bulldogs retain possession. Rogers gets the inbound pass over to King. And Tyson again tips it out of bounds. So the inbound pass again goes to Rogers. And he'll slow things down with a very comfortable lead here. Perez in the corner. Drives the baseline, bounce pass to Chapman. Chapman in traffic, shot no good, picks up his own rebound, and a foul called. And that's Don Mascolo, who's picked up his 5th foul of the game. And he's fouled out. Chris Anderson will enter the game for the Crusaders. Chapman's first is no good. Chapman's second is good. So they hit 70. 7:23 to go in the fourth quarter. Crosby Bulldogs lead the Holy Cross Crusaders 70-41 as Eric Prates over to Anderson. Coles, shot up and good. Chapman over to King. King spins, starts his dribble over to Lex Perez, around to Tyshawn Rogers, wide open for 3. No good. And picked up by Eric Prates. He's got a fast break. Bounce pass to Tyson. Tyson, shot blocked by Tyshawn Rogers. Dylan Tyson, the sophomore, thought he was going to have a wide open lay-in for 2, but Tyshawn Rogers, a 6'3" senior, comes in and blocks the shot. So we're going to have a full-blown substitution for Crosby. All 5 players going to the bench with 6:48 to go in the game. We may have seen the last of the starters tonight for the Crosby Bulldogs. Coles gets the inbound pass. And a foul called on the Bulldogs. That's on number 11, Juan Parilla. Inbound pass is lofted up to Sean Coles. And Parilla with the interception. Bounce pass and one. The lay-in good, and Tyrus Sands, who had a couple of big defensive plays in the first half, will go to the line to finish the three-point play. Sands is good. So now a 30-point lead for the Bulldogs. Bounce pass to Anderson. Anderson, good. Needed a lucky bounce there, and he got it. Parilla. Pass over to number 10, Trayvon Douglas. Goes out of bounds, and the Crusaders get the ball. Dunbar enters the game for Douglas. Prates to Mawat. Back to Prates. Bounce pass to Mawat, wide open for three. No good. Rebounded by, no, he mishandles it, but picked up by Prates. Underneath to Anderson, and one.
Fouls charge number 24, Jordan Walker, his first, team 7.
So Anderson will go to the line to finish the three-point play. The shot no good, rebounded by Sean Coles. He'll put up a shot, and it's good. Parilla over to number 24. That's Jordan Walker. And a timeout called on the Bulldogs. It's a full timeout, 73-49. In the fourth quarter, you're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Thank you for joining us. It seems like we've seen the last of the Crosby Bulldogs, who have a very comfortable lead right now, led by Tyshawn Rogers, who surpassed the 30-point mark in this game. He averaged 26.5 going into the game, and he scored 27 in the first half. Zarvon Love in the game for the Bulldogs, as is Jordan Walker. And Juan Parilla, who comes in. Now to Love. Sands in the game to complete the lineup, and he has the ball right now. Over to Walker. Walker kicks it out to Parilla. Now to Love. Around to number 21, that is Stephon Dunbar. Shot no good and rebounded by the Crusaders. Prates now bringing it up. Mawat. Back to Prates. Tyson for three. No good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. That's number 14, Tyrus Sands. Sands draws a foul. I believe that's on the floor.
Foul is charged number 11, Tyson.
Tyson gets charged with the foul, his first. And Trayvon Douglas comes back into the game. He'll come in for Juan Parilla. So it was on the floor, the foul, so the Bulldogs don't take any shots there. Bounce pass to Sands, around to Love. Love to Walker. Walker to Sands. Good ball movement here by the Bulldogs. Sands to Douglas. Back to Dunbar. Back to Douglas. He puts up a shot. It's blocked by Cipriano. And Prates now with the ball. Stops at the three-point line. Bounce pass is stolen away by Dunbar. Bounce pass to Walker. Trying to go underneath the rim. Lay in. No good. And a foul called. That's the 17th foul for the Crusaders. So Trayvon Douglas will go to the line. Douglas misses the first one, so he doesn't get a second one. Rebounded by Sean Coles, and Eric Prates now has the ball. Both teams in the bonus with 4.5 to go in this game. 73-49 the score in favor of the Crosby Bulldogs. Good ball movement here by the Crusaders offense as Strelkakis now over to Prates. Around to Tyson. Back to Prates. Prates lofts it underneath to Cipriano. Cipriano off the glass, no good. Coles mishandles the rebound and picked up by Tyrus Sands for the Bulldogs. Sands over to Love. Now to Douglas in the corner for three, no good. And goes out of bounds, stays with the Bulldogs. Last touch by Justin Strelkakis. Michael Munoz will come in, and that completes the Bulldogs team. Everybody on the team has entered the game tonight. Douglas for three, it's good! Trayvon Douglas with the three. Prates has a foul drawn on him, so he'll go to the line. That's on Stefan Dunbar. Juan Parilla comes back into the game.
Number 10, Eric Prates shooting 1-1.
Dylan Collins makes his first appearance of the game tonight. He'll sub in for Sean Coles. Under 4 minutes to go. Prates hits the first, so he'll get a second. And the Crusaders hit 50. Still down 26 though, 76-50, the Crosby Bulldogs over the Holy Cross Crusaders. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti as Eric Prates hits his second free throw. 25-point game. Munoz now to Trayvon Douglas. Love around to Parilla. Now to number 14, that's Tyrus Sands in the corner. Puts up a shot, no good. And rebounded by Prates. Prates mishandles it and regains possession. Tyson over to Collins. Cross court's intercepted by Munoz. Munoz to Parilla. Nice pass there to Love, and it's good for two. Prates to Collins. Bounce pass wide open to Strelkakis. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Sands. Sands over to Parilla. Parilla to Sands. In the corner. Pass intercepted. A no-look pass intercepted by Strelkakis. Now Tyson. Bounce pass to Prates. Prates over to Collins. Overthrew the big man there.
Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 24, Jordan Walker.
Walker comes in for Zarvon Love. 2.5 minutes to go in this game. 78-51. Crosby Bulldogs lead. Both teams in the bonus. No more fouls to give. Shot put up by Parilla. It's good for three. Collins now drives. Shot put up and no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Trayvon Douglas. And the Crusaders will get the ball. A 30-point game. Crosby having a 30-point lead a couple of times in this game. That's the biggest lead they've had the whole night. Prates inbounds it to Strelkakis. Underneath the Cipriano, kicks it out to Collins. Collins drives the baseline. Pass deflected off of Douglas and out of bounds again. Strelkakis misses the inbound pass and it's stolen by Juan Parilla. Parilla to number 24, that's Walker. to Trayvon Douglas. Douglas over to Munoz. Now to Walker for three. Good! Strelkakis. Strelkakis kicks it out to Collins. Collins over to Prates. Prates dribbles, pass to Tyson, back to Prates. Underneath to Cipriano. Lofts it to Strelkakis, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, goes out of bounds, stays with the Crusaders with 1:31 to go. Shot put up and good. Douglas over to Walker, pass nearly intercepted by Tyson. Shot up and rebounded by Collins. Collins bounce pass to Tyson. Tyson in the corner, passes to Collins. Over to Prates. Prates in the corner. Now to Prates. Underneath the Strelkakis. Ball is loose and picked up by Munoz. Pass intercepted by Prates. And they're going to say it's off Trayvon Douglas. So the Crusaders get the ball with 51.5 seconds to go. Collins lofts it across to Tyson. Now to Prates. Strelkakis puts up the jumper. 84-56 with 34 seconds to go in this game. Sands picks it up and passes it to Trayvon Douglas. Pass intercepted, and there's Tyson again. Dylan Tyson with the layup and good. Juan Parilla. Parilla with 12 seconds left. Walker's just going to hold on to it with 10 seconds and passes it over to Juan Parilla. 5 seconds left, 84-58, and that looks like that's going to be it. Time expires, and that will do it here at Crosby High School. 84-58 is your final score. The Crosby Bulldogs improved to 6-0 overall, 3-0 in the league for the Naugatuck Valley Copper League. Holy Cross falls to 4-3, including going 0-3 in the Naugatuck Valley Copper League. Well, thank you for watching Waterbury High School basketball replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. So long from Crosby High School.
This has been a presentation of Natatuck Productions and Waterbury High School